welcome. I'm Sylvia from Kitchen Creations, and on today's episode I'm making Birria Burrito with a cilantro lime rice that is absolutely amazing and delicious. Here are my ingredients: roast, Guajillo Chilies, bay leaves, Maggie Cubes, onion, garlics, carrots, salt, and oil. And guys, for the cilantro rice recipe, check out my description box, and also I'll leave it down in the link below. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. So we're going to start by removing all the seeds from the chilies. And again, if you watch my Colorado burrito, you've seen how I remove all the seeds. So basically just want to rip off the top and trying to get all the seeds out, and basically just kind of shake it out, and we'll do that for all the chilies. Alright guys, I am down to the last two chilies. I think they will be my hardest so far because they're all wrinkled up and it makes the seeds really hard to come out. And just kind of stick your finger in there and help the seeds find its way out. Alright guys, so I am done cleaning out the chili pods. Now let's move on to the next step. Next, we're going to chop our onion. After chopping your onion, go ahead and set it aside. Now grab your garlics and thinly slice them. After slicing your garlics, go ahead and set them aside. Now grab your roast, and I am going to cut this. This is one good looking roast. It is fatty. It looks like it's ready to fall apart already. I'm actually going to cut this into 3 sections instead. It looks like it's getting ready to fall off. So I'm going to remove this side. If you have a good sized roast that doesn't need the extra cut, go ahead and just leave it alone. But mine was kind of big, so that's why I sectioned it in 3s. So now I'm going to add some salt. And again guys, the amount of salt you use in this recipe is up to you. In a large pot over medium-high heat, add your oil. Go ahead and place your meat in here, and we're going to sear both sides. After searing your meat, go ahead and remove them from the pot. After searing your roast, go ahead and add in your onion. And reduce your heat to medium. Add in some oil. Go ahead and cook the onions until they are soft. And all this brown stuff at the bottom is going to make the birria so delicious. After the onion is nice and soft, go ahead and go in and add your garlic and give it a good mix. After our garlic begins to fragrance, go ahead and add in your Maggie Cubes. And break the Maggies in here. And the Maggie in here is going to create a nice broth for the roast. Now add in your water. Add your roast back to the pot. Now we're going to add our bay leaves and chili pods. You can also go in and add your carrots. And the reason we're adding carrots to this because it's going to give it a nice sweetness to it. Believe me, trust the process. And what we need to do is basically cover this with more water. We want to cover the whole roast with water. And this is perfect. I'm going to cover this and we'll check back on it in an hour. Alright guys, if you've made it this far, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. So after an hour, this is how it's looking. And it's looking really good. And it smells so good. As you can see, the meat is still not tender. And we want it to be super. So I am going to allow this to cook for another hour. And we'll come back and check it. I wish you guys can smell this. It smells so good. Okay, go ahead and cover it and let it cook down for an hour. After another hour, this is how it's looking. It is still kind of tough, so I'm going to let it cook for another hour. After another hour, this is how it's looking. It looks so good. But we want to make sure that the meat has cooked all the way, and look at that, comes right off, and this is perfect. Okay, so what we're going to do now is remove all the chilies and put them in a blender. It looks like I had removed all the chili, so what I'm going to do is add some of this broth to the blender to blend it easier. After adding the chilies to the blender, we're just going to blend this until it's completely smooth. After blending it, go ahead and pass it through a strainer. And we have all this that's left over, and this is why we strain it. We don't want all these chunks in the recipe. After straining it, it's nice and smooth. So now we're just going to pour this right in here. Now give it a nice stir. And guys, at this point, you want to taste it just to make sure it doesn't need anything else. It tastes so good, but I do need a little bit of salt. So now I'm going to allow this to simmer for 15 minutes without the lid. After simmering for another 15 minutes, this is how it's looking. So I am going to remove this and place it in here. My mouth is watering and I cannot wait to eat. It looks amazing. So I'm just going to shred this meat. Oh my gosh. I have to have a bite, guys. I cannot wait. It's so good. And look how easy it's shredding. This is going to be amazing. It's so tender. It's packed with flavor. You can't go wrong with this burrito. This is after 3 hours. It just falls apart. After shredding the roast, go ahead and add some of this juice to it. Alright guys, as you can see, I have my cilantro lime rice, I have my tortillas, and I have my birria. So what we're gonna do now is basically assemble the burritos. Guys, in the comment section, let me know how you like your shredded beef. I like mine shredded with some chunks in it. So I'm just gonna add some beef to this, a couple of carrots, my cilantro rice, and I'm going to roll it. And continue this process for how many burritos you're going to make. Alright guys, my birria burrito is done. After 3 long hours, I am ready to dig in. And again guys, these are mini burritos and they look amazing. So good. You guys, thank you so much for watching. This birria burrito is absolutely delicious. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.